What's up? I'm back with another process video, and this is for my guest design spot over at Pretty Little Studio. And so I'm just kind of showing you guys a little bit of what I've decided to work with. And I cut out a floral kind of swag from the Paper Issues Cut File Shop, and as well as the leaves they're from two different cut files. And I cut them out in this sparkly purple, kind of aubergine, eggplant purple cardstock that I've had in my stash for a really long time. And I just thought it would go perfect with some of the colors that I wanted to use, some of the products that I wanted to use, and the photos that I wanted to use, because I had orange and pink and purple and everything like that going on in the photos. So I was really inspired by that little girl that you can see there, that little vintage die cut. She is adorable, and she is holding a kitten, and I was immediately like, oh, okay. So I have these pictures of my daughter with one of our cats when she was younger, and our cats are super friendly, and if you're going to pet them, they are just in love with you. So she was following, my cat's name, the female's name is Artemis. So Artemis was following Lily around, meowing and looking for snuggles and for petting and stuff like that. So I just have a background paper there that's just from my stash, and it had the colors I was looking for. It had a pattern, but it was really interesting because it was faded in the middle, and I thought this was perfect for the style that I was going with for this layout, which was a big kind of cluster effect in the middle. So I'm using a lot of products from a collection called Marigold, and that's and other ones from, I'm trying to remember the other one. Is it Happy Hearts? No, the polka dot is from the new Ashley Horton line, which I cannot remember what it was called. But it was all kind of vacation related. And the pink paper I used to back the photos is from A Beautiful Day. And I took a piece of packaging from some of the Pretty Little Studio stuff that was sent to me, and I filled it with sequins from Pretty Little Studio. There's a very light iridescent kind of peach in there, and there's an orange, and there's a yellow. And then I took some acrylics from the Beautiful Day collection, and they're white, and it says lovely, and there's a few heart ones in there. And so I threw them all in there together, backed it with a piece of paper that I believe was actually just backing paper for one of the sticker sheets, and I stapled it up and everything like that. And then I decided to use a doily. That doily is also from Pretty Little Studio. I had bought it quite a while ago, and I love them. They are gorgeous. And these little cut-aparts are from Marigold, and then I have a lot of die cuts, floral die cuts, just vintage ones, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to lay this out. And I backed all my cut files with a piece of vellum from the Marigold collection, and it's very light pink stripes, like very, very light. So this is a really subtle kind of look, but it wasn't, it wasn't too off-putting, but it was still a little bit of interest. So that's kind of what I was going for. And I really like the look of that. And this is kind of just one of those, almost in a way, a grid layout, because I'm going just straight across. So my biggest thing was to figure out, the packaging wasn't as tall as the photos. So, and then I have staples all down along the bottom because I just wanted it to stay shut, even though it had adhesive. I wanted to make sure it stayed shut. So I was like, what am I gonna kind of do to make sure it stays shut? So that's kind of what my issue is trying to cover up the staples. And there really wasn't a need to worry about covering up the staples, but I don't know, it got to me. And then that was just it. I had to do it because there's so many different things I could have done here. So many different looks I could have went with. But just my need to cover the staples, but not take up too much area so that you can't see the sequins or the photo or anything going on in the photo. And then I remembered I had more die cuts. And I had a kitten die cut, and it looks exactly like the kitten that she's holding. It's so cute. I mean, I know that we're getting into sizing issues here because I've got a gigantic kitten die cut and a tiny kitten, but I don't care. I have these cut apart banners from the Marigold collection, so I had cut them apart and I made a little banner with some tags and the banner pieces, and then I decided to use some of my floral die cut pieces to kind of just have some stuff tucked in around those little die cuts. So I decided to put the cat on one side and the little girl on the other. And I'm going to pop some stuff up on foam dots now, I believe. I decided to do that, and it's just mostly just for the look of it, for the aesthetic. There's not like a need to do it. And I'm now realizing that I still didn't cover the staples in the end. But I at least made it so that everything was kind of even going across. So that's all that's important, I'm sure. Yes. I believe I end up moving that rose one over to the cat. No? No, I guess I don't. I was kind of, my whole philosophy with this was she was a little redhead, so I had all these reddish flowers, so put the reddish flowers on the other side, put the pink on this side. There really was a thought process to this, and it was such a silly thought process in the end that it was almost unnecessary. I am popping all of that stuff up on foam dots, and that's because that's because the photos themselves are popped up with fun foam, so I needed something a little bit taller. Here's where I'm like, oh, so which colors go where? What goes where? I love, some of those are what are called the mini die cuts, where instead of being a full-size die cut, they are a smaller version. Because you could see at the beginning, I had this really big poppy die cut, but now I have a small one. I have both of those. I have the big version and the little version. I think that marigold that's down there that I'm adhering right now, I believe that comes in both as well. And I like this idea that you can get both sizes because you could do it for card making and stuff like that. Anyway, my title is Fall in Love because the leaves that I have actually spell that out, so I didn't see the need in putting a big title somewhere. And I am popping a few of the leaves on pop dots. Ones where I didn't have to worry about you seeing the foam through it are going to be popped up a little. And I'm just kind of figuring out a way to make them look like they're falling down, but not super. I want them to look natural, like as if they are really actually falling down, because the picture was taken in autumn, so I just kind of wanted to go with that. But yeah, this came to, in the end, this came together really well once I had an idea of how I wanted to work it. And I love using the vintage die cuts from Pretty Little Studio. I think they asked me what are my favorite products from Pretty Little Studio, or what is my favorite product, and these are them. I love them. You've seen me use them in some different times, in different layouts, and my favorite thing to do is combine them with like a more modern looking layout, maybe like some stark white going on, stuff like that, but then I combine it with the vintage die cuts, and I just love the look of that. But anyway, I think the last thing I do is I got freebies. I guess you get freebies when you order stuff. So I got these August freebies, and it's a set of 4 flare, and they are so cute. And the September freebies are really cute too. And one was like this orange and yellow, and it was just perfect for what I was doing. So I just kind of plopped it down there in the middle, and I really love how that turned out. And the last thing I'm going to do is add some Peach Heidi Swap Color Shine, and this is really going to kind of just bring in more of that color. So this is a really different kind of fall layout because it's not relying heavily on fall themes or colors to get across its point. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So have an awesome day. Bye!